Hello, everybody. Par 6 podcast back after a little break. We had a little vacation kind of down to Morgantown. Beautiful city. Saw the West Virginia University. But, and another thing, we are poolside. First time tonight at the Par 6 headquarters. And as always, Dan Bonnet playing our intro. Huge shout out to those guys. Great guys, great music. But let's get down to business. It's not all fun and games now.
It's a beautiful night to be sitting outside in Cleveland, but not a beautiful night to be a Cavaliers fan, as Kyrie Irving just requested a trade from the front office.
He doesn't want to be the number 2 anymore. He wants to go somewhere and be the guy, I guess. Which, I mean, he was the guy in Cleveland, and
4 years ago, and we had
30 wins.
He put up 30 points a night, but he also had a 30-win season.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know where this really came from. I thought he was enjoying himself, winning, going to the finals.
I mean, yeah, you look at a guy who's been to 3 straight finals, won one, and all of a sudden he just doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, don't you want to try and get back at the Warriors? Try and at least go 2-2 against them? I don't know. He everyone's saying the Knicks, Melo, first round pick.
That was the most recent thing I saw was Carmelo Anthony and future first-round picks was the first, talk that I've seen. I know that Kyrie requested to be traded to San Antonio, New York, Miami, or Minnesota.
Minnesota. I hate to say it, people. LeBron's gone next year. No one wants to be in Cleveland. That's why we can't get a GM, because everyone knows LeBron's out of here. So now we just kind of have to...
I think that as soon as you can, and if you could get a good offer for Kyrie Irving, you got, as much as I hate to say, I personally think you let him go and build around the future of the team.
You know, I mean, but now the scary part is, who is the future?
You got to get the future in a trade. I mean, obviously LeBron has a no trade clause, nor would we trade LeBron James.
I mean, I don't think Carmelo's not going to be the future. LeBron's going to leave.
Yep.
Kevin Love will probably leave second he gets a chance.
I would like to trade Kyrie Irving to the Knicks and maybe get a Porzingis would be a future player.
I don't think that they're going to keep him at all costs.
Maybe a few good draft picks out of him.
He was the only thing Phil did right there. I also heard Jabari Parker sending Kyrie to Milwaukee, get a possibly Jabari Parker, a couple players, and a couple picks.
Maybe Matthew Dellavedova.
Bring Delly back. Yeah, that'd be cool. Minus of the olden days, the 35-win Cavs. Those were always fun. I'm sorry, Cavs. I'm panicking. The team's falling apart. We couldn't hire anyone as a GM. LeBron's gonna leave. It's not the prettiest of times.
Now we'll get back to the Cavs and the trades later on, and what we think would be a good opportunity to trade for. But coming off of the Indians had a good night. Finally got the bats going a little bit. Coming off the All-Star break, I think with 1 win since tonight.
1-5 on a road trip out west. Come home.
Win your first game by 10 runs.
Yeah, mollywomp the Blue Jays, 13-3. Bauer got the win. Edwin had a nice home run. Hopefully he just gets on a tear soon.
And an RBI double.
So, I mean, good for the Indians.
And another team where you talk trades with the trade deadline coming up. Starting pitcher still on the table. Sonny Gray, Jacob deGrom. It'll depend what the Indians are willing to give up.
Yeah.
Come trade deadline.
You just got to keep. You have to try your best and keep Mejia. I mean, Naquin.
I'm already hearing Mejia might be up by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Naquin, he went from Rookie of the Year candidate. I mean, he's got it in him. Like, he can play.
We don't need a center fielder. We got Bradley Zimmer.
Exactly. So, Naquin, he should draw some interest. Bobby Bradley down in Akron, first baseman. I think he's like our number 3 prospect in the system.
Yep.
I mean, he's,
good power hitter.
Power hitter, lefty. Good defensively.
A lot of people are looking for.
Yeah,
he's a prospect.
Yeah, he's drawn a lot of attention too down our farm system. I don't know. I mean, best case scenario, we get ourselves another starting pitcher and keep Mejia. I don't know anyone in our lineup right now, like in the MLB lineup, that might be going. Okay. Well, Naquin got called up, so he could be out there.
Yandy Diaz possibly.
Cody Anderson, he's on. I think he has Tommy John this year, but he was a pretty decent pitcher for us.
And I've been continuously hearing Jason Kipnis. I don't see it happening, but I mean, he's hurt. I don't know.
I just think he's one of those guys that the fans like too much. But then again, everyone loved Baerga in the 90s, but he wasn't performing.
Everybody loved Asdrubal Cabrera.
Yeah.
I mean, from what we've seen, from what I've seen, I thought everybody did. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but another player or another situation to look at with Jason Kipnis is he's not. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say he's on the downswing of his prime.
Yeah, I mean, last year...
And that's the problem with trading a veteran player.
Last year he had a career year, but, you always kind of had that feeling like, is he going to be able to do it again and again and again? And obviously right now he hasn't. Eric Gonzalez, he would have been our guy at shortstop if we did not have Francisco Lindor.
And he'd be our guy at second base, probably.
So, I mean, we could possibly deal him or keep him and maybe send away Kipnis and just say, give Gonzalez the keys to second base. Say, go ahead and run with it. We've been trying some different lineups, though, with Urshela at third, Ramirez at second. Just trying different stuff out. You know what I think is crazy? It might have just been a poor road trip, but I really feel like, obviously not tonight, but Lonnie. I think the team's really missing Lonnie. I think he's...
you look at a guy who... Where would he be in the home run numbers had he not missed
he's missed
the beginning of the season?
He's hitting 300, leads the team in RBIs.
I mean, I think he's probably third in home runs.
Mm-hmm. He was a top prospect, came up. I don't know if it was just he wasn't ready for when he first got called up, he was just such a streaky hitter, and it wasn't like a few games. It was literally like one game he would drop 6-7 RBIs, then go bat 200 for another 10 games, and just come out of nowhere and have another multiple RBI night. Like he was just...
And yeah, he's a phenomenal average player.
Yeah,
I mean he's not MLB All-Star.
They started him at third base.
He's a very good player.
He was a third baseman for the longest time, just could not hit, very frustrating. We sent him down, and that's why I love Tito. I feel like a lot of managers around the league, Chisenhall comes up, hits like he does for those few years. They send him away, they cut him, they trade him. Tito sends him down and says, hey, we need an outfielder. Plays some outfield in minor leagues, gets called up. That was back when we had Swisher. Jesus. That was a Swisher and Bourne days, but I think it was because Swisher was hurt. We said, hey, Lonnie, come try outfield. Came up here, he found his bat again. He's got an absolute cannon in right field.
Well, while we had Nick Swisher on the topic, let's talk about how the Yankees ended up with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, they get we're thinking, hey, Nick Swisher's out in the market, throw him some big money, get a nice vet in here, outfielder with a nice bat. So, say, hey, Yankees, you know what? Screw you guys. Take our compensatory pick. Because, you give if you sign a team's good player or one of their better players, you have to send them a compensatory pick. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but the Yankees got our compensatory pick. That pick later turned into Aaron Judge. I mean, you never know if the Indians would have taken Judge with that pick. But, I mean, just theoretically, they get our pick. They get Judge. That could have been us. He could be an Indian.
Anyways, back to what is the hot topic in Cleveland tonight is Kyrie Irving requesting the trade.
Twitter is just blown up. I just see, I think it's hilarious. I just see pictures of those crazy ESPN trade makers.
And you see crazy trades
that are successful,
that are realistic. Well,
to some
obviously
points.
You're gonna look at some stuff that's not realistic.
I mean, Milwaukee's not.
The Greek Freak is not leaving Milwaukee to come to Cleveland and play with Rudy Gobert. But you look at some legitimate trades. Melo, Porzingis' name being thrown around. I think that realistically, you could throw around Melo's name. But
I don't think they're gonna move
I don't think we
Porzingis.
should. And now, what do you think of? Let's just say, perhaps Minnesota's open to anything, right?
Get Wiggins back.
Get Wiggins back, but you got to send Kyrie and Love.
Just
I would
for,
do it
just
yes.
for Wiggins.
Yes, maybe another draft pick. You're not going to get another player.
That Gorgie Jang they have, that power forward. He's like 6'9", but has like a 7'5" wingspan. He's like a rim protector. Athletic.
Just somebody else to throw in the package. I don't think. I mean, Andrew Wiggins is a rising star. He's already. If he came to the East, he would be a superstar. He'd be an all-star.
Oh yeah.
In the East. And I think that with LeBron leaving, we almost use Minnesota as a farm system. Of course, you lose Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
But they did a great job of developing Wiggins. Not that the kid was pure talent coming out of college too, but
yeah,
he went there, went to work.
He found his jump shot. He has a jump shot now. Coming out of college, he was just a high flyer, athletic freak.
He's a kid who could be the next LeBron James.
I mean, now he can dribble, he can shoot. I mean, he still has his athleticism. I heard a trade with the Heat, like Goran Dragic.
Whiteside.
Dragic and Whiteside. I don't think that'd be smart for the Heat. I mean, really, I think their like main core is Winslow, Whiteside, Dragic, Tyler Johnson. I don't know if they'd give up Dion Waiters. Hey, I don't think they'd give up Whiteside.
Yeah, and I was also seeing some stuff like maybe trying to somehow say, okay, yeah, we're open to trading Kyrie Irving, but we're throwing Tristan in that package, Tristan Thompson. Nothing against the guy, but
his contract.
He's overpaid.
Yeah.
And maybe even if he's not overpaid, he's not something that the Cavs want to be spending $80 million on over 5 years.
Yeah.
And if you could get rid of that contract, get rid of his contract and Kyrie Irving's contract, the things that opens up for free agency.
I mean, and a lot of people are also drawing connections to what Kyrie's doing now, back to what LeBron did when he first left. He left, gave us no options to sign anyone. I mean, this rumor comes out a couple months earlier, back when Butler and Paul George are still at the Bulls and Pacers.
It's guys you could go after.
But he waits. Everyone's gone. That's why he kind of left us behind the 8 ball in that one.
But then again, you think that Kyrie Irving wants to go to Chicago, have nobody, and then see Jimmy Butler with LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals.
He wants to be the guy.
Yeah, that's what he's asking for. I mean, Kyrie Irving. The problem in today's league, there's no guy that could single-handedly do it with the competition.
No.
And
I mean, look at Golden State. They had to sign Kevin Durant and Steph Curry just to beat LeBron and his
Steph
team.
Curry was there, but they needed to add Kevin Durant to Steph Curry. And you look at what Kyrie Irving can do. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
But what good is he without another superstar?
I mean, look at the Cavs. I mean, it was him and Dion Waiters, 35 win seasons, like clawing for an 8th seed. You know what I just thought of? If we were to make a deal with the New York, try and get that Nidalinka, try and get him into a deal too. That point guard they just drafted.
Yeah.
Try and get him in Melo. That way we get your point guard. Get a point guard back. Yeah.
Well, I was even thinking. I mean, what point guards are free agents? Derrick Rose. He's a liability.
He's the top one. I mean, we got Calderon.
Yeah. And you look at him between Derrick Rose. I mean, you look at guys. How many times have you seen a scoring point guard be that successful and win multiple championships? Other than, Steph Curry won one. Then you could almost argue that was Kevin Durant in the second finals he won.
Oh, it was definitely.
Without Kevin Durant, I think that the Cavs beat them in 5 games, 6 games. That. I think that.
It really hasn't been.
I think that scoring point guards are the most overrated thing because
it's just like running backs in the NFL. No championship team recently has won it on the backs of a running back. It's all.
It's in the quarterback.
Yeah, but in the NBA, it really has to be a team. LeBron tried doing it on his own. He couldn't. I mean, even when he went to Cleveland and Kevin Love and Kyrie went out, it was really just LeBron out there, and he took it out to 6 games, but he just really couldn't do it all on his own. And then everyone comes back healthy, and we win it.
And then they add Kevin Durant, but I don't know. It's just you look at Isaiah Thomas. He could put up 50 points in a night and still lose when he had. Obviously, now he has Gordon Hayward. He has the other pieces that he wanted, but he could put up 50 points and still lose. I mean, Kyrie Irving, if that one night LeBron sat out against the Spurs, Kyrie had 50 points, and that was enough to get us into overtime.
Yeah.
And we went on to win the game, luckily, but I mean, you look at times where how often does a scoring point guard?
I mean, it's really any position. You can't win really anything in the NBA with just one guy. Or, I mean, you can't win any kind of titles with just one guy. You have to have a team. A quarterback has to have an offensive line. You know, a pitcher has to have an offense behind them. An offense has to have a pitcher behind it. You can't do it on your own. You need some help. I mean, that's why any sport you hear is a team game, other than like tennis or golf or bowling. It's a team game. You need a team. And no one can do it on their own, really. I mean, Jordan needed Pippen to get past the bad boys.
I mean, you look at guys right now that are trying to do it on their own. The Greek Freak.
Oh yeah,
7 seed, 8 seed.
Yeah. He led Milwaukee in every single category. He literally did it all for them.
What's his name?
We're at
Wizards. John Wall.
John Wall. I mean, he has Bradley Beal, but
scoring point guard. When your scoring point guard is the number one man, the team's not gonna be successful.
Mm-hmm.
He needs another piece between maybe another power forward. Who's been a very dominant center that we've seen since Shaq, that has like made a team,
Dwight Howard.
A team. Yeah, how many finals does he have?
He went to 1, I think. He went to 1 with the Magic and lost. Yeah, they had to beat the Cavs. I mean, yeah, Dwight Howard, he was the last big man, I think, really, to just dominate the league.
I think that's where you're going to see Minnesota be a very good team.
They got balance.
Jeff Teague, he's a perfect NBA point guard. His job is to get the ball to scores, not be a scorer.
But he can score too.
He can score when he needs to.
And same thing with Jimmy Butler. He's not. I mean, he really isn't that much of a score first kind of player.
But he can be when he has a point guard that can do.
Oh yeah,
that can get him the ball.
It's right, yeah, because when Jimmy Butler needs to score, he can get buckets in clutch situations. You know, you watched all those buzzer beaters he hit with the Bulls or clutch shots he hit with the Bulls. I really think Minnesota's going to be a top 4 seed in the West next year.
That's bold.
I mean...
Well, you think 1 will probably be Golden State, 2 will probably be Houston.
Or San Antonio. Depending on what Kyrie does.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it, and the nice thing about Kyrie Irving requesting his trade now, he doesn't have a no-trade clause.
I thought he did.
Nope. We could get what we want. I mean...
Yeah, something about Houston though. Back on. I didn't mean to cut you off, but back on.
No, you're good.
Back on Houston. It looks good on paper, but I mean, Chris Paul. Yeah, he's a pass first point guard, but he's also a ball dominant point guard. He has to take it up the court, and James Harden. He's a ball dominant player. I mean,
can't add Kyrie to that mix.
And even and they were talking about adding Melo, and I mean that's another ball dominant players. Yeah, they need to have the ball.
And I think if I'm Dan Gilbert, or if he ever signs a GM, please, I'm sitting here and I'm saying, okay, I have Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to rush to get him off the table here.
No,
you have to say
that's what
he's a rising star.
Yeah,
he's already an all-star.
But you also can't wait too long because I mean that's what kind of happened to Chicago with Butler and Sacramento with Boogie Cousins.
Yeah, but that offer for Kevin Love for Butler was always on the table. It was never gone. You look at, anyways. Back to what I was saying was with Kyrie Irving being such a good young talent, if he wants to be the guy, he could stay in Cleveland if we wanted to keep him one more year, let's say. Stay in Cleveland. If LeBron leaves, then good. He gets to be the guy in Cleveland. He gets to do it without LeBron James if that's what he wants.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something against Cleveland where he doesn't want to be in Cleveland with or without LeBron James, then you trade him when a team makes the right offer, gives you what you want, and you get to build off of what you get.
Yeah. I mean, I guess all we can do now is just sit back and hope we do the right thing. I mean, I do have confidence in this front office.
I don't.
You know what? Yeah, I had confidence in Griffin.
I mean, the guy was doing
He
doing
turned-
better than having nobody in there.
Turned Dion Waiters into Shump, JR, and Mozgov, and I mean, yeah, really, I'm starting to think I'm nervous. That's all. I don't know what we're gonna do. It's kind of scary. Let's see.
What else is going on?
It's just really Kyrie. I mean, that's what's taking up all the headlines. I'm just glad the Indians did what they did tonight, or it'd be a lot saltier tonight.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as fun. John Wall agrees to extension with the Wizards.
Oh, really?
So he will be with the Wizards. Agrees to a $170 million extension. I'm not seeing it. 4 years. So they really just franchise tagged him.
He's not going anywhere now.
Let's see.
Any other big news?
Just checking it out. I'm not really seeing anything.
One thing I forgot to talk about.
Back to the MLB real quick.
Good, I was just gonna bring it up.
Max Scherzer has given up 3 home runs in the last 245 batters he's faced.
Yep, back to back to back.
In this game, he gave up 3 in a row.
I think it was his first 3 batters of the game too.
Wow.
While we're on the topic of MLB, Gary Sanchez knocked off Giancarlo Stanton in the home run derby. The first round upset.
And another Todd Frazier went to the Yankees.
Oh yeah,
we haven't been here to cover that. And JD Martinez went to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Diamondbacks are going to go for it.
JD Martinez, that's another player that you like to. I mean,
Indians were.
You like to see him leave the AL Central if he's not going to be a Cleveland Indian.
Yeah, I mean, they said the Indians had interest, but Detroit had no intention of giving him to the Indians.
Why would they though? Right?
Exactly, that's not going to help them get into the playoffs anytime soon because they'd have the Indians. Miguel Sano lost to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge in the home run derby finals. He was my dark horse, my upset pick. The person I thought who for sure was going to win it was Stanton, and he got knocked off by the person who I thought had no reason to even show up to the home run derby. So, got to give him a lot of credit. Really shut me up. Yeah, that's about All-Star. That's pretty much all we have from All-Star break. And then a couple of those trades.
Nothing that really affects the Indians too much yet.
Fraser was hitting like 202.
Yeah.
He's not since the Yankees are not getting Cincinnati Todd Frazier. They're getting washed up Todd Frazier. I'd still like the Indians try and go after. I mean, Sonny Gray, DeGrom, all those talks are nice, but Trevor Cahill, he's kind of like a Jose Quintana. We're not gonna give up too much to get him, and he'd be better than I think Bauer or Tomlin, and just fit perfectly in our rotation. I believe, it's San Diego. I was reading on Bleacher Report that they were talking about Asdrubal. No, not Asdrubal. I forget. It was a utility infielder the Indians were looking at. It might have been Asdrubal, which I think would be kind of funny.
Um,
Let me find this real quick on Bleacher Report.
okay. And while he finds that, really, outside of MLB and NBA, not much really going on in the NFL yet. I mean, if you want to count as NFL news, O.J. Simpson got
Oh yeah,
out
yeah.
on parole.
October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah, Asdrubal Cabrera, potential trade target for the Indians, going to bring him back.
For what? Just a utility infielder?
Utility infielder. He can hit.
I mean,
I think 250 on the season, 29 RBIs.
I mean, maybe he could play second baseman until Kipnis could
or
get his life together.
I mean, we get Asdrubal and then maybe send Kipnis somewhere else for someone bigger and better. Play Asdrubal at second base. I don't know. I mean, that'd be very interesting to see what we can do there.
I wouldn't count on that quite yet, but who knows? I mean, it's a possibility, so it's nice to see him at least making an effort.
I just don't know what we would need more, offense, starting rotation, or relief pitcher.
Yeah, I don't think the bullpen really needs touched too bad. Except, I mean, if you could get somebody from Brian Shaw, do it. If not, I mean, we could live with the guy. Every team has a guy that when he comes out of the bullpen, you're kind of gets you on the edge of your seat.
Here's a name for you: Eduardo Nunez from the Giants. We got a good look at him in this past series. Kind of another utility guy: third base, left field, shortstop, right field. I think 297 on the season, 26 RBIs. That's that's a potential target. Let's see if there's anyone else. Yeah, just Eduardo Nunez. I'd be interested. Asdrubal. That'd be kind of funny. All the shit Indians fans gave them when he left. See him come back. I do not give up Mejia. Keep him in the system. Last year was tough when we had Clint Fraser.
Luckily, we had Bradley Zimmer.
Clint Fraser.
If you gave up Clint Fraser and didn't have Bradley Zimmer right now, and Naquin was playing horrible, I mean, Zimmer's been a huge part of our season, and who knows what Naquin would have been doing right now. But now that opens him up to be a trade.
Yeah, but option. Clint Fraser is actually doing really well for the Yankees.
Very well.
But who would you rather have right now on your team? Clint. I mean, for what the Indians are built for, it's contend now. The window's closing, so right now Miller helps us more than Clint Fraser ever would. I mean, we keep Fraser and Zimmer together, we'd be like one of those teams that's always in the playoff contention, but never can really go for it all.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, when you're trying to win right now, would you rather have Clint Fraser or Andrew Miller?
Yeah, you take Miller. That's
any day of the week.
That was the whole thought process behind. That's why that trade was perfect. And look, he was the ALCS MVP ALCS MVP.
I mean, yeah, you look at the Indians and they're doing everything right at the right time. Now you just got to pray to God that they have hot pitching again come postseason. And I think that's why they need to get a third starter and hopefully maybe get Salazar just back to being average and he could be your 4. I mean, what more can you ask for in a 4 pitcher in the playoffs?
Yeah, maybe just tell him like, hey, you know what? You're no longer the number 2. Just go out there, give us 5 innings, 3 runs or less, and that's why we have a bullpen. It's starting to get crunch time a little bit here for the Indians.
I mean, you got what do we got
well more than halfway through the season,
and we're just about a week out from the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So next 8 days, you should be expecting. I would say you should be expecting something out of them, but who knows? I mean, this is a team that if they get hot at the right time, I mean, they're just as good as anybody to win the World Series.
Oh yeah, they've had no issues at all with Houston, and
Carlos Carrera's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
a thumb injury.
We've played Houston a few times, even when they're at full strength, and we've beat them several times.
You don't want to run into Boston's pitching unless we could get somebody to match. I mean,
The
Boston's
Indians.
got to get out of that first. They got to get out of the AL East.
Yeah, I'm not Chris Sale. I don't know if it's just because he was playing on a dumpy team. Indians always played well against him. I'm not. He doesn't.
It's like Verlander. We see him so much, we figure him out.
Exactly. He doesn't really intimidate me. What's it? Not James Shields. James Price or Price.
David
Price. David Price.
I mean, he's somebody who just cannot pitch in the playoffs.
No,
never. I don't think he's ever won a playoff game.
Yeah, he just gets shelled.
Great regular season pitcher. But every single time that kid gets in the playoffs, he just can't win a game. Porcello's going to be Porcello. We beat him last year. He got matched up against Kluber last year. So, it was, it's tough to beat Kluber.
Yeah, Boston, I mean, did you see they cut Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah, I did see that.
And then the Giants picked him back up. That was this awful signing. And they let go of Travis Shaw because Sandoval had a decent spring training. They let Travis Shaw go. Now Boston has no third base player at all, and Travis Shaw is just doing wonders for Milwaukee. I think that's funny. But I mean, in the East, Tampa Bay actually smacked us around pretty good.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
But they have like that boomer bust offense, Either they're just hitting it everywhere, or they're not hitting it at all.
Is that a team that you expect to make the playoffs too?
Well, I mean, I think they're going to be a wild card team.
Well, you would assume that either Yankees or the Red Sox will be a wild card.
Well, one of those two teams are going to win it.
Yeah, and then the other one will probably be a wild card.
Yeah, and then you have the play-in game though. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know. It's going to get really shaky, and now with the way the Indians have come out of the All-Star break, we really don't even. I mean, we still got to get our stuff together before we can start talking about just being a playoff team.
Yeah.
I mean, I would really assume we're going to make the playoffs, but who knows? I mean, it's baseball. Anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean,
just one sport
last year is a perfect example. Who were the Indians going into the playoffs? I mean, in Cleveland, everyone loved us, but I mean, around the league, everyone's like, "Oh, that's cool. Indians won it." And then
announcers laughed at us.
Yeah.
And
I don't think one analyst on ESPN picked us to even win that first series. And then we damn one game away.
And everybody, I remember watching ESPN and MLB Tonight leading up to that, and I mean, people were saying David Ortiz's last roundabout. I mean, they weren't even giving us a win against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying sweeps, and we went out and won it 3-0.
Then smacked around Toronto. I think gave them a gentleman's sweep. 4-1. Yeah, was it 3-0? Yeah, 3-0, 3-1. And then what happened after that. But yeah, I mean it's baseball. And look at the Astros. They were one of the hottest teams last year. And then like that last month of the season, they just dropped off the face of the earth. And Texas came in, won the division, lost to Toronto. Toronto beat Houston in that playoff in the wild card game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think Houston's going to drop off. I think they have like a 20 game lead in that division.
I really, really, really dislike that playing game. Do you think that down the stretch, maybe at some point they make that a best 2 out of 3?
I could see it. I mean, that kind of screwed the Indians. 2013?
Yeah, we had to play Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They had that really good closer. What was his name?
Benoit? No. Yeah, they always had the sideways hat, the crooked hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid was good. Not that the closer cost us the game. It was we didn't get the offense going the whole game. But, I mean, and they were a team that we could beat. And when you get one shot at them, if you don't bring out your best game one time, I mean, you play all those games, 180 plus, and you just come out and play one bad game in a playing game, and there's your whole season. I don't know. I think that's something that could be fixed in the future.
Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, that kid was good.
He's not. He isn't any. I mean, it's kind of crazy how fast you see closers nowadays just drop off the face of the earth. Like
Chris
that
Perez.
Chris Perez, that guy with the beard for San Francisco.
Oh, I know who you're talking. I don't know what his name is.
You know, even Joe Borowski years ago, I think 07, he had like 40 something saves one year. Next year, just gone. I mean, I think he even went to other like teams that had competed, and he just really didn't have it. That's why I think Cody Allen. I mean, he's special. He's been a dominant closer for years now.
Reliever before,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Came out
I
of
think
the
he was a setup guy to Perez way back when. You know who we need to get rid of ASAP?
Who's that?
Brian Shaw. I'm sorry, I cannot stand him. It's not even like I'm not even gonna put the blame on him for Game 7 with the rain delay and everything. It's just like every time he's out there, you just have that feeling in your gut, like here we go. And you know, in that series against San Francisco, when he gave up the go-ahead run in the last game, yeah, it was an unearned run, but he still left a meatball right there just from the smack off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves that cutter right across the middle of the plate. I mean, he has no problem getting guys 0-2. Then he goes to that strikeout pitch. He tries throwing that cutter inside, and just always leaves it right down the middle. It's so refreshing because he has good stuff. I'm not gonna lie. That he has a really nice cutter. He just always just tries going inside with it, leaves it right in the middle of the plate, and hitters just destroy it. I'd like to see him. I mean, I really don't think we're gonna market, shop for any kind of closer, any kind of bullpen piece.
No, I don't think so either. Hopefully, Boone Logan can get
Yeah,
things going.
that was scary. Did you see him when I was watching that live? It looked like he was
Yeah.
really. I mean, it looked like he was in some pain.
He's gotta get healthy, and then is Nick Goody healthy right now?
I think he's.
I know he's been kind of bouncing back and forth from the DL to
AAA,
being
not back and
alright,
stuff.
and yeah.
Well, that's probably about all we have right now. Coming up July 31st, I will be at Browns training camp. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of some voice in for that. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to probably take my laptop in there, so I might have to just go off my phone. Not sure yet. Or maybe I'll go to it and come back and just talk about stuff I saw.
And then we'll be at Orange Brown scrimmage.
The Orange and Brown scrimmage. Yep.
If any of our viewers want to join us, we got about 30 tickets, so just let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We have tons of tickets to give away for that scrimmage.
Maybe that's what we'll do as a giveaway. If anybody's interested, leave a comment.
Or DM us on Twitter.
I mean, we have plenty of tickets, so
yeah,
let us know.
And we'll I mean, we have no issue. We have plenty of them. So
what do we have total?
I think over 30. I think 40, 50.
So we're gonna have a whole
section,
our own little Par 6 podcast section out at Orange and Brown. So
I believe that's August 4th.
August 4th, daytime. Not sure the exact time, but
2:00, I think.
2:00. So that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get us some videos and stuff from the Orange and Brown scrimmage.
Anybody want to come down? Maybe we'll do some interviews and we'll talk about what you guys have to say.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
It'll be a fun time. So that's about all we have for our first poolside podcast. It's a beautiful night. I think it's supposed to rain later.
Yeah, next couple days, Cleveland weather is supposed to be a little iffy.
It's 1 a.m. I don't think it's going to rain anytime soon. We should be good.
Yeah, so.
Hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow. I want to golf still. Alrighty, that's about all we have now for that one. Please like, comment, subscribe, and
share with your friends.
Enjoy some nice Dan Bonnet as we close out of here.